Welcome to Documentary First, an inside look at a first-time filmmaker's journey. I'm your host, Josh Lindsay from the Movie Proposal Podcast, and with us is our first-time filmmaker, Christian Taylor.
Hey, Josh Lindsay.
Hello, Christian Taylor. And with us, as always, is our trusty-dusty research extraordinaire, button-pushing guy, Jason Rugg.
Hey there.
There's
Hello.
the hey there I love.
Hey, I want to make a plug for the Movie Proposal because we just got a very nice review saying that Jason needs more time talking on the Movie Proposal.
Really?
Is that right?
Yeah. Now,
I didn't know people liked me.
Yeah, they
I
do.
thought I
Oh,
annoyed people.
no, they love you.
I get it. You're making this up. That's
No,
not
I'm serious. It's there. Now, you're not going to get that time. I'm just saying people ask for it.
right. That's fair.
But you can go and, in fact, if you're listening to this right now and you have not reviewed the Movie Proposal, and if you like it, give us a 5-star rating, and you can read that review about Jason there to verify I am not making this up.
Well, what I think is just so crazy is that in my DC screening, I actually found fans of the Movie Proposal podcast.
That's not crazy.
Again, we didn't know we had those.
Listen, they were so much more excited about the fact that I was there and I knew Josh Lindsay,
Whoa.
than they were about, me being there.
That's never happened in my life, so that's cool to hear.
No, that was super cool.
So, but today we are talking about making a documentary.
Yes, we are.
Christian's first documentary of many, I assume.
And do you know what I feel like
Tired?
right now? I am super tired, and I'm tired looking forward to my schedule, like thinking there's no way I'm going to survive it. But I'm really kind of feeling like I'm drowning. A first-time filmmaker's journey may end in death. I just want to say it may end with my drowning.
Because you have so much to do?
I don't know what it is. I mean, the thing is, now I have been working on this since 2016, really. So in 2016, I started thinking about it.
So we're
I
3
started
years in.
researching.
Yeah.
In 2017, I started seriously researching it, and my first pre-production trip was at the end of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
2018 was when we seriously started pre-production, and I started raising money. And so January of 2018, so coming up January 2020, I will have been raising money and trying to finish this film for 2 years.
Wow.
And I can't believe that much time has gone by,
Yeah.
but it really has. And I've often wondered, why do films take so long to make?
Well, I was just going to say, often when you hear someone tell the story about a film they made, it starts 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I got the idea 10 years ago. I had a script and it bounced around and da-da-da-da. And every time I hear that, half of me is impressed and half of me is super discouraged because you're like, 10 years to work on something that probably won't get made. It happened to get made in this particular guy's story, but man, that's a long time to work on something.
Well, and it's so funny. I got a question like, what did you not know when you began, or if you would have known, you would not have done? And I think in the beginning when I started, I can remember thinking, I don't know how to make a documentary film, but it can't be that hard. I can figure it out.
How hard can it be?
How hard can it be? I can figure this out. I have people that can help me. And I'm just ever the optimist. And I know that I can learn things. And so now I knew it would be hard. I knew production hours are like 18-hour days and possibly. And you can do that for a short amount of time. I also knew I was going to have to raise money and that was going to be hard. But I think I honestly thought that because, I don't know, I just did not expect it to take this long.
Oh, sure. When I was in film school, we had to make a short film in one of my classes. I immediately picked a document or chose to do a documentary because I thought, well, this will be easy. And it was fun. I mean, and when I say short, I mean 5-minute short film or whatever. And I think I got a B on it or whatever. But I think you're right though. You go into it thinking, well, I don't need special effects. I don't have to write a screenplay.
Right.
I'm just telling someone's story that's already in existence. I just got to get someone with a camera to shoot it, and then we got to
Right.
edit it, and bada boom, bada bing.
Right. Well, and I think too, for me, I don't know. I just guess I knew things were going to be hard. I knew things were going to take a long time. I didn't understand how much of a relationship filmmaking is, just about in any way. I mean, when you begin to take on a project, it begins to have a life of its own. And I do think I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but when you start a project, a film project, it's a new business. Basically, you're opening a business, right? And that takes a long time. That takes a lot of effort. It takes seed money. It takes, and people who've opened businesses will tell you, you get a pound of flesh. I mean, you have to pour everything out to get that business off the ground and to begin making it profitable. But then just about everybody you enter into a relationship with on the film, be it other people on your team, be it a distributor, whatever, those relationships will go on for years to come. And so you really have to think about how is this going to affect my life? How much time am I willing to commit? How far am I willing to go? How important is this to me in the scale of things in my life? And in terms of thinking things as a long-term relationship, I was watching, I don't know how this came up. I think I was trying to watch something on the airplane. And for some reason, I picked Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn. Like, it was introducing Audrey Hepburn. Like, it was her first film. And I was thinking about, that film is still making money to this day.
Yeah.
So people that were involved in that, that relationship is still going on. And so if you make something that is of value that can live forever, I don't know. It's a big investment of time and money and relationships and everything else. And so the fact that we're still not finished, that I'm still trying to raise money, I'm still trying to make heavy decisions. Like right now, I've been thinking, remember we talked about the film festival route or submitting for an Oscar. Every day that goes by, I learn more information of stuff that I didn't know before. I never knew it was possible to submit for an Oscar until somebody said, hey, have you thought about doing that? And I was like, well, no, I've never thought about that, but let me just research, And what I learned is, just about anything is possible, but you have to decide what is best. So, in this last week, I spoke with our attorney, John Scanlon, who is also an executive producer, and he has ushered sort of another project through this Oscar pursuit. And he's like, you can absolutely go that route. It'll cost you about $50,000. You need to probably hire this company, and that $50,000 will pay to have you screen in New York and LA. Plus, it will do all the marketing that you need to just submit your film to maybe get nominated. Right. And it's this whole effort. It's like you're running for class president, and it's just everything is involved in that. And
don't forget the fruit baskets you guys send to all the people on the Academy.
Exactly. And the same is kind of true for any of the film festivals. Like if we decide to submit it to a film festival, that's a whole thing. There are huge fees involved in submitting them. Then if you get selected, it's going there and travel fees and following your film around.
This sounds like college.
And the question is, John said to me, Christian, you have to decide, do you want to possibly, enter this race and maybe be considered, for any sort of accolade? The chances of that are slim and none. You can go that way and try it. Many people do. Or you can create a distribution, you can make a distribution deal and start demonstrating that your property can make money.
Have you decided?
I have not.
All right.
I mean, I'm leaning toward the let's be done with this and make money. Forget all the accolades.
Only $50,000, I'm in.
So, and then I got some more hard numbers this week to finish the score in the way that we really want. It'll be like 35,000.
Holy cow.
To do the color, it's probably really going to be more like 20,000.
Where's Tom Hanks when we need this guy?
I know.
He's too busy being David S. Pumpkins.
That's true.
Halloween season.
Oh, right. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yes.
Saturday Night Live. Gotcha.
As we speak, we're only about a week away from Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Is that next week?
Correct.
Yeah, it's a week from today.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm feeling like I'm drowning.
You're drowning.
In decisions I have to make and money I have to raise. And I knew the money part was always going to be hard, but I'm ready to be done.
You're ready to be done.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine, like most things, there's probably a second wind that kicks in. And so it sounds like that's what you need more than anything.
You know, my husband says to me, don't ever make a decision
When you're down?
when you're down.
Right.
When you're tired, when you're angry, when you've had a hard day, like don't make any decisions. And I'm sure that's where I am. I mean, if you look at it, I was in France for up until France, I nearly killed myself in the beginning of this year trying to get the film finished.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got the film finished. We debuted in Normandy. I was there for a month. I came home. I had a few weeks to tweak it before we started showing it in America. And so through the beginning of July, I started showing the film I was in Mississippi, and then I was in, who knows where, I've lost track, Tennessee. And then, I've ever since then in July, I have been on the road screening this film, trying to raise money. And that's not even been the hardest part of my journey. So I was laying out the schedule because today is October 25th. On November 3rd, Flo and Danny come to the United States.
Oh, right.
Woohoo!
Right.
So, and we go to
There
the
it is.
Branson military.
That's your second win.
That is my second one. I'm afraid I'm going to kill them in the middle of all of this process. But they come over, and then we're in Branson through November 11th. We come home. We fly to Florida for 3 days. We come home. They fly to France. The next day, I do the St. Charles, Illinois screening.
Oh, yeah.
2 days later, I leave for Southern California. I'm there for a week, and then I fly home. So between now, for the next 4 weeks, I have 1 week of calm next week where I'm working on editing stuff. And then it's all of that craziness.
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
So, yeah, we won't be recording any more podcasts for a while, by the way, till I get back.
Okay.
Till the 1st of December. So
Well, you'll have a lot to tell us then.
I sure
I'm
will.
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe what we should do on the next podcast, because you just did a screening in D.C.,
I did.
so how about we talk about that on the next recording?
Sounds good.
So we have time to do that. We will call this one the drowning recording. Or what I like what you said, all things are possible, but you must decide what's best. Mm-hmm. You can hashtag that one, tweet it out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Anyhow, well, why don't we go ahead and wrap it up here, unless you got anything else you want to cover?
No, I just want to say, we'll record another episode or two today so that people will have something to listen to until we come back. But the next, report will be in December from all these screenings. By the way, and I do have good news from the DC screening. So, yeah.
So we can look forward to that on the next episode of Documentary First. Thank you for listening, where we believe everyone has a story to tell, and you can be the one to tell it.
You sure can. Bye, everybody. Thank you for listening to Documentary First. We really appreciate your partnership with us. We can't do any of this without you, so thank you so much for listening, for donating, and for following along on our journey. If you are able to make a donation this week, we really would appreciate it. We are supported by donors who give us $100 or less, so anything helps. Also, if you're able to share the news about the Girl Who Wore Freedom with your friends and family, please do that on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or email, and sign up for our newsletter at normandystories.com. Please go to normandystories.com/donate to make a donation today.